Good morning. So today I'm taping up the sound hole on the guitar. So here's what we've got. I'm beginning to put some tape in here. I'm going to be leveling the fretboard. I want to make sure that it is absolutely flat before I go about putting frets on it. This is also a time if I'm going to put some relief on this side, it would be here. This being a flamenco guitar, I'm just going to try and get it as dead flat as I can. But you'll see right now I've got really good sheen all the way around, back sides. My headstock is looking pretty good. I will probably spend some more time on that. I've got to put finish inside the string slots. But I feel like I've got enough finish and build, and that the finish is ready to go. It's been a few days since I've worked on that, so I'm going to work on another project here, and we'll work on not marring any of the finish while we do that, and finish this guitar up. So when we go about doing the frets, I don't want to, or the fretboard here, I don't want to get any of this wood dust in the guitar. I don't want to have to spend time getting it out of the sound hole, out of the body of the guitar. So we're going to tape this off. If I have a sponge I used earlier in the process, and that works really well, but it sticks up above the sound hole, so it's really hard to do this next process with that in place. So just very carefully filling this area with the tape. So you stick 4 pieces down below the top. You stick them to the inside of the sound hole, and then you stick other pieces on top of those in order to close up the hole. Just be gentle and you'll be fine. Now, try not to do anything to that, and that should keep the bulk of the wood dust and fretting materials out of there. So here's a closer look. All right. Now I'm sort of affixing a pad on this side with a stopper to keep my guitar from moving. For the most part, I may put a pad on top and some rope or something to hold it down. But right now this is what I'm going with. All right, so Got mosquitoes this morning. So I already can tell I have just enough bow in it to leave a very small dip right here. And by small dip I mean like 0.5 millimeter. So I'm using a pencil to just mark the fretboard. I've got, this is a number 6 plane, set very shallow. So if you'll notice, I still have a lot of wood up here on the neck. So I'm going to use that to my advantage. Put that portion of the neck in the vise. The other side of the guitar is on a pad. That will keep it from moving while I level the fretboard. as you work and you begin to get it flat, begin working as if you are doing each individual string. Okay? That will help keep, when your strings are on the guitar, that will help keep them from having an issue in line with where they are, because you're making it flat on the string plane. This is especially important if you are radiusing your fretboard. Just too much. Okay, fine. I like that set up before I do it. Now, I'm using a really nice ruler for this, but if you have a good long plane, you can lay it down sideways and see if you've got any gaps or anything. And I'm declaring this good and flat. So one thing you want to make sure you don't do is don't go down so far that you lose your fret slots. I will have to go ahead and go back and recut these so that I can make sure they're all a sufficient depth for me to be able to do my frets. I will do my fretting before I do the rest of the neck here. So, alright, so that's good. So how do we do that, right? Fret saw. Same one you used to cut it previous, we're going to use the same one again. Be careful not to mar your finish. Stay flat. Rex. If you feel comfortable with it, if you have a cover to put over the top, I would recommend that. And I don't think I have anything in the shop that I can use for that. See, maybe I'll have a couple of thin slices of something to put on here. Fortunately, I think they're going to be too thick, but We need to make sure that they're all at sufficient depth in order that our frets seat properly. So here in a minute, I'll go out with the end of a piece of my fret wire, which is right here, and I'll take a little piece at the end and I'll work each end to make sure that the frets are can fully seat and will be level. I just have these little gnats and flies in here this morning. It's a little bit sweltering this morning. It's a little bit humid, so they're bothering me. Fix the problem. A little air movement in the shop. Take care of some of those gnats. Get one a little deep, it's not the end of the world. When we go, after we have carved the neck and installed the frets, we can go back and put a little bit of CA glue and some wood dust, and we can just sand it flat. So no big deal on that if that's a thing. We don't want to go all the way through the fretboard, but if you get it a little bit deep, we can fix it. Okay, let's take another second look. Yeah, a couple of these up here that I still think are a little bit